Hello everybody, it's me Heather and I'm doing a first impression of the new CoverGirl plus Olay Facelift Effect Foundation, or actually it says firming makeup, and the CoverGirl plus Olay the Depuffer Eye Concealer. So let's jump right into it and we'll do my first impression. After my first impression, I'll come back for a full review. Alright, see you guys later in the video. I have cleansed and moisturized my face. I will not be using any kind of skin primer because I want to see how the foundation applies without any additional skin prep. So this is my very first time opening this up, so I actually don't even know what this is going to look like. I don't know if it's a mousse or a cream, but it looks like a mousseified cream. It doesn't really look like a mousse as so much as it does like a kind of like a really lightweight cream texture. So I'm just going to apply this with my hands, and that's probably way more than I need, so let me wipe some of that off. I'm just going to apply this with my hands since that's probably how most people will apply this, being that it's a drugstore product. And let's see, it looks like it's going to be a lot of coverage too. And hopefully the color is not too off. This actually feels really nice. It almost feels like a lightweight moisturizer. Like it has a little bit of that, foundation feel, because you know what I mean. You know how foundation feels different from moisturizer. I'm actually liking the color on this. They only had like 4 shades, like I think something like fair, light, light, medium, medium. So I picked up medium and I was just really not sure if it was going to work. But that's not too bad. The coverage is kind of light, medium, medium coverage. It's not light coverage so much, but it's like light, medium, medium coverage, if that makes any sense, because you can still see like a little bit of just, natural skin poking through. But it does give that illusion of an even skin tone, which is always a bonus. It actually feels really nice. And it's just hot summer days right now, so there's a lot of sun out. And even though I wear sunscreen when I go out, it looks like the sun's just hitting my forehead more than it's hitting the rest of my face. So I think my forehead's just getting a little darker than the rest of my face. So lately it seems like every time I put on foundation, I always have to put a little bit more on my forehead so that it matches the rest of my face. It looks like it's kind of settling down to a semi-matte texture, just like the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous does. It's not 100% matte, but it looks like it's settling down to like kind of like that powdery, that matte finish. So kind of semi-matte, not totally dewy, but not completely matte. It's actually really nice. Looks like this might be another winner from CoverGirl. So I'm just got a paper towel here, so I'm wiping my hands off. Alright, so we'll just leave this for a moment, and let's check out the CoverGirl plus Olay the Depuffer Eye Concealer. So I got mine actually in light medium, and it says that you're supposed to apply this under your eyes. Of course, it's a concealer. Apply it under your eyes, and you're supposed to, and it has a metal tip. If you guys can see, that's got a metal tip with a little opening. So, and usually the idea behind metal tips in eye products is the cold compress. It helps to tighten small veins and capillaries under the eyes. So it gives you that instant gratification of, firming and tightening, but it's obviously very temporary because once your blood gets flowing and it hits room temperature again, they're just going to expand to normal and it's going to go back to normal. But it does give you that instant, like, look awake effect. And it says you're supposed to apply this under your eye and rub back and forth for 30 seconds to get the full effect. So I'm just going to do that. Wow, very nice, huh? So, a follower of mine on Instagram says that this concealer is an exact dupe for the Marc Jacobs concealer. I don't know. I actually don't own any Marc Jacobs products yet. So, if any of you have tried both of these, leave some feedback. Let me know down below if you guys think this could be a possible drugstore dupe for a high-end brand. So, this feels nice. It takes a while to blend it in, not gonna lie, so it's definitely a little goes a long way. I probably just used a little too much. That's why it took me forever to blend it in. Again, this actually looks like it has a matte finish, which is really surprising to me because, it's supposed to be a firming effect concealer. So I automatically thought this would be very dewy, but it seems to have a very matte finish to it, but it has kind of a luminosity to it. It's not that there's any kind of shimmer in it. There's no glitter, no shimmer, nothing like that, but the foundation as well as the concealer seem to have some kind of it makes your skin look luminous. It makes it look fresh, has that healthy, normal shine, not oily, overactive oil gland shine, but very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I'm going to wear this for some hours, and I'll come back later in the evening to give you guys my overall review of how this is holding up and how it feels, and should be interesting. So right now it is, let me look at my clock, it is 4:28 p.m. and I will come back later with my final thoughts. It is now 10:47 p.m. and now this foundation makes sense to me. So it is CoverGirl plus Olay. So basically it's supposed to have a built-in moisturizer. And it says firming effect. So that's why I was puzzled when I first put this foundation on and it had kind of a semi-matte finish. But now as you can see, it has, when I touch my skin, it feels kind of sticky to me now. Honestly, it feels kind of gross, but it makes sense to me now. So it basically has a built-in moisturizer. So what you want to do is you definitely want to set this foundation with a powder if you have normal, combination, and oily skin. If you have dry skin, this might actually be perfect for you because as you can see, within the first hour of wearing this, I started noticing it was getting very, not dewy, but it's just really the moisture was starting to show, if that makes any sense. So, as you can see, I'm very, 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 very shiny all over. But the foundation itself, it's, like I said, it's been over 6 hours. So the foundation is held up. There's been no breakdown. Around my nose constantly itches. It's actually held up pretty well around my nose area. I mean, there might be a little bit of redness because I've had allergies, so I've been rubbing it and that kind of thing. But for the most part, I don't like it. But I'll have to try it again and use a setting powder. Use a translucent powder, pressed powder, setting powder, something like that. The concealer itself, it did crease a little in my deeper lines, but then again, I did not set it with a powder. So this is definitely just a foundation you have to set with a powder. Set the concealer with a powder, set the foundation with a powder. But honestly, I think if I use a translucent powder or just a a finishing powder, that I would probably like this more. So I'm actually going to give this a try again and see how that goes, because I actually did like the way it felt when I first applied it, and I do like the way it looks. It's just because of the moisture that's in the foundation. If you want to keep from becoming super shiny and kind of sticky, because that's the part that it's kind of grossing me out. And I have a really high tolerance for all the different formulations of foundation and the different textures. So if I'm saying it feels sticky and gross to me, I definitely need to make sure that I set this foundation with a powder of some sort. At the same time, I'm still on the fence about whether this is worth the amount that it costs. I think this was around $12 at Bed Bath & Beyond for the concealer. And I believe actually at Bed Bath & Beyond the foundation was around the same price. So these were both about $24 total. $11, $12. Yeah, I think they're about, yeah. So I think it was about $24 total. I've seen this foundation be almost as high as I think $15 in some of the drugstores in my area. So it's definitely moisturizing, and this is one of those things that if you're using a foundation like this every single day, it probably does have a lot of skin health benefits to it. It probably is it's going to improve the elasticity of your skin because you're constantly keeping it moisturized and moist. So, like I said, and at the same time, I failed to mention this is geared towards more mature skin that tends to be on the drier side. So I'm 34, I'm no spring chicken, but I'm also not quite the demographic that this foundation is reaching out to, probably. Just throwing that out there. Like, look at who their spokesperson is. She is well into her late 50s, right? So that's, their target demographic. I still do like this. I still want to try it, but people that are not in their target demographic, like me, will just have to try using it with a setting powder. So if you want to try something new, the concealer feels really nice. I do really like it. If I set this with a powder, it's going to be thebomb.com. I mean, it's very nice, feels nice, looks really nice. I do like it. And the foundation too, when I very first applied it, I like the way it feels. It felt, like I said, kind of like a moisturizer. And I love the way it looked. It's just, within an hour, it got super moisturizing. And now it looks like I have oily skin everywhere when it's really basically just the Olay doing its thing. So, I hope this first impression was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments down below. I love it when you guys interact with me. It's always a lot of fun to respond to your comments and hear your opinions and your experiences and answer your questions if I can. So, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr at Heather and King, just like it is here. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.